Top left-hand side, our red Protoss player from Makers. It's Classic, who also kind of just fell apart against Kira earlier on today. Nothing too crazy about that. As we go into, it is nothing too crazy in the end, but I guess I'm a little surprised that it happened. Right, like it's not quite what you expect out of Classic. You expect him to do a bit better than he did, I think, and I wouldn't say it was like, again, like, oh my god, Classic can't win is what I'm trying to say. I just think it's, yeah, I just think he was expected to put up more of a fight, and again, especially in Game 2, he just fell apart. Bottom right-hand side here is Nice, our blue Protoss player. Taiwanese player actually 3-0'd Ragnarok to qualify into this stage of the tournament, so that was pretty awesome to see in the first place, actually. So that was really awesome to see as we get this set up and ready to roll over the next few moments. So, kicking this off, seeing what's going to happen. Getting ready to play some PvP for you guys. How's everyone doing out in the chat today? Again, good to see some of you guys. It's been a little while since I've been casting from home, so it's nice to be kind of back a little bit. Hopefully you are having a good little time. I'm definitely having a good little time. But yeah, good to see you guys and good to have you on board, and just hope you're enjoying the games today. Again, I know I've probably said this a few times if you've been here all day long, but it is kind of important just for people who maybe haven't been tuned in so far, that this is my only stream this week because I'm going to Home Story Cup. But a week from today is when I come back, and we'll be streaming like so much from that point on. There's like streams every single day for pretty much the entire month of July. We're only going to have 2 or 3 days off, so July is going to be a big month for us. Loads of StarCraft 2 action. Hopefully you'll be able to come and join us for that. Again, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it already. So yeah, it should just be a lot of fun. As you see, Nice actually goes for the pylon block here. Now Classic made Adepts first, so they're going to be struggling a little bit. I mean, he's not going to break down the pylon with the Adepts. He's going to go across the map. Classic did hide his Stargate here and goes Oracle first. Now Nice builds a Stargate of his own. Still has this probe in the main base. And that's the thing. This probe stays alive because obviously the Adepts can't go and kill it without being locked in the main. So Nice kind of just sees that there's probably something on the map and probably assumes that's a Stargate. So I kind of feel like this should be a Phoenix. It's rallied into his main base as well. We'll see if that's going to stick around as he starts a shield battery or two as well. Shield battery to wall off and a shield battery in the mineral line. And yeah, I kind of feel like this first Oracle's going to come in, maybe get a little bit of damage done, but it's probably going to die because there's a Phoenix here. And that'll be that. The 2 Adepts, I mean, 2 probes going down. One of them was across the map. One of them was with those Adepts there killing off the probe on the high ground. Shield battery's actually going to have to cancel, but the Adepts aren't going to shade through. The shield battery in the main finishes just in time to stop anything more than one single probe going down. And the Phoenix was in range of the Oracle, but decided to kind of pull back. Probably wants to come and lift up these Adepts to minimize damage because letting those in was a mistake. Well, that was a little bit of a shame because actually Nice should have been able to kill that Oracle now, as we see Classic is going to respond with Phoenix of his own. Now, the Stargate obviously isn't in the easiest place to defend, so this is a bit of a risky maneuver from Classic, trying to play Phoenix versus Phoenix in this scenario. Because again, his Stargate is a bit out on the map, and if that goes down and he loses the Phoenix Wars and gets behind on Phoenix numbers, that does become more of a problem for him. However, Nice seems to be the one who's actually stopped making Phoenix initially, so now it's going to be evened up 2 for 2, but he is going to go back into them. And it looks like we really will go into a Phoenix versus Phoenix play here. So do we see like second Stargates, or does one of these players swap into something else? Like a Twilight Council would be a very popular choice here. Twilight Council from Classic just then. I mean, it makes sense, right? You get them into Blink, and that's going to be something that really helps you push those Phoenix back. And, you know, if you want to kind of play against those Phoenix, I think you're going to have to need something which fights them, and Stalkers with Blink obviously do that. Stalker's warping in from Nice as well, so it looks like he's also kind of done building Phoenix. But he's not building up any further tech, as both players are about to finish up their natural Nexus. So these few Stalkers up the right-hand side. I mean, the Pylon's coming up here as well, so Nice is going to have quite a bit of aggression. Ooh, it's going to be kind of weird for Classic because he is just out of position to deal with this. So this might be a base for a base. Very interesting setup right now. Is two Stalkers already going to move up this ramp? Oh my god, well, Classic's Pylon is in a lot of trouble here. Classic's going to have to start another pylon. Is he recalling home? What's the plan for him? He's just going to pull probes. I mean, Classic's just going to go for the fight here. Well, he moves up the ramp. He's obviously also going to want to get rid of this pylon here. What's the numbers like? I mean, there is a Stalker and a Sentry advantage for Classic, basically. And there is an Oracle advantage here for Classic. So Nice has, a Stalker and a Sentry advantage, and Nice has Classic has an Oracle in his favor. Well, that's actually kind of crazy. These probes are kind of getting away over on this side, though, and that's something which isn't the case for Classic. His probes are very dead. I'll tell you what as well. Nice actually has the money to start a Nexus. This Void Ray is pretty sick, actually, making use of just what he has, basically. And Stalker's waiting here to pick off these other probes. The Phoenix are going to go and sit on top of this Stargate, so that Void Ray might be in some trouble. Might have to cancel and rebuild the Void Ray. If he cancels and rebuilds it, do you think he can? Okay, he's brought the Phoenix back anyways in plenty of time. Well, again, Nice can build a Nexus, and he will build one in the third base of Classic. Oh, he's going to get a Phoenix for nothing there. And the Stasis Ward will catch two of the Stalkers. Okay, the Phoenix does go down now in the end, but catching a couple of those Stalkers is nice. Looks like he'll lose that pylon. Problem is for Classic, he still has his own Stalkers across the map killing the Nexus. But, yeah, those probes, I mean, they've built a Nexus of their own, and so Nice will start to mine. It is absolutely Classic who has to try and make something happen here. And these probes are going to be seen. Yeah, Classic is the one that has to make something happen, has to attack into a base. This Stasis Ward is going to expire, so can't play around that much longer. I guess you kill this Nexus and then you go across the map, and then again you're going to have to fight onto this high ground. But even just the probes being able to join the fight for Nice is going to be kind of a big deal. You can see a few probes mining away for Classic, so he gets a bit more money to work with. Oh, that's going to be really bad, actually. That Void Ray is in so much trouble, takes so many hits, and these units running up into this top side, they're in a lot of trouble. What do you do? Do you recall these units back down to the natural now? What is the plan from Classic? Because these Stalkers are still on the wrong side of the map, basically. So what do you do for the best? This Nexus is going to finish up on the side. Okay, he's going to Stasis Ward the main base. Does Classic know about the Nexus? Okay, he does. He's got Zealots over there. So he knows about that Nexus. I mean, obviously, again, just a little bit of mining he was able to do. Repowered those gateways. 2 Zealots out. It's just that little bit of something extra, and every little thing is going to help out at the moment here. Every little thing. I mean, Zealots against those probes, for example, is going to be a huge thing. And that's actually going to be a huge part of this. As you're going to see the Void Ray trying to fight. Classic is being revealed. Again, we know that. He doesn't have a Nexus up any longer. And the thing is, for Classic, you can't just go and kill these buildings over here because this Nexus is going to mine. So while Nice can't necessarily make much use of that, well, let's see how this goes. He's going to lift up that Sentry right away. Here we go. I mean, this is just everything committing in. Oracle's going to have to commit. I mean, honestly, the Oracle killing probes is one of the big plays for the moment here, as we see the Stalker counter. Classic is not doing so hot, though, honestly. And I mean, it looks like Classic's just going to run out of units here, I think, as Nice coming forwards gets the Oracle. The last 2 Stalkers are Classic. Oh my god, Nice was 1 probe left. The thing is, I mean, Classic loses anyways, right? Because he's not building anything else. Nice absolutely can. Nice picks up game number 1 against Classic. A pretty intense PvP. On the stream, it helps us out a whole bunch in terms of producing content in the future and being able to afford to keep on streaming full time. So, yeah, do check that out. And maybe drop us a Twitch Prime sub would mean a lot. Bottom right hand side, our blue Protoss player. This is Classic. Up against the red Protoss on the top left hand side, we've got Nice, who's actually up again here in this series. So, interested to see how this is going to continue through. As I just managed to reset my mouse sensitivity, so let me fix that. There we go. Hey, I accidentally just clicked the wrong button on my mouse, and my mouse sensitivity is like, whoa, and I'm like, no, not like this. Alright, so a couple of gates dropping down here from Nice, and yeah, a couple of gates just coming through and panels cancelling. Nothing crazy here. Try and fake a cannon rush, but it's not going to be the case, of course. And yeah, just a very standard setup from both players to get things underway. Prober Nice coming down to the bottom right side, so a little bit of scouting from him as well. Was very late to scout, but not going to affect him too much in the end. He's still going to get pretty much the same info that Classic will. Nothing being proxied on this map or anything like that, so not really much info to be picked up on here at the moment. These two Stalkers of Classic continue to build up at the moment as well. Two Adepts just on the way out. So Nice going to be the one building up some Adepts here early on this time around. That was Classic's play in the last game. And again, those Adepts actually kind of forced a couple of interesting situations. So do you see that Pro pulling down the bottom right again? A couple of Adepts still on the way up, so it's going to be 4 Adepts in total here already from Nice. So a lot of early game kind of aggressive units, I would say Adepts are, right? They definitely look to push across the map and try and pick up some quick kills pretty quickly. And there's a couple of Stalkers coming through, and Adepts going to share just out of reach of them, but I mean, already knowing where they are on the map, etc., these Stalkers will continue to chase, and it does limit the options for the Adepts here. As 2 more Stalkers pop out, these Adepts pretty much have to commit to this shade, otherwise they are just going to die. Well, it does mean that there's obviously Stalkers versus Adepts if Classic gets across the map, and that is going to be a good heads-up fight for him. Nice is building 2 more Adepts again, so this is really going to get a bit crazy here. Ooh, the Stalker's actually going to find these Adepts over here now. There's going to be 1 Adept dead. There's just no way you can get away from that in time, even with the timing of the shade. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, the Adept block was very good. Oh my god, the blocking actually, I think, makes the difference. Wow. If that Adept hadn't blocked, the extra shot goes off and that Adept dies. But because the Adept was used to block the Stalker's pathing, really cute play by Nice there. Great micro. Now 2 sentries showing up. Oh my god, those Stalkers are stuck. Classic. Again, a little bit too aggressive maybe. He's going to continue targeting down Adepts. I wonder if it would have been better just to kill a sentry. He could have killed a sentry a lot faster as well. Now he's obviously lost those Stalkers, and this one in trouble too. Classic building the Warp Prism, but he kind of should have kept running there as well, maybe, perhaps. Okay, looks like he's okay. Again, those force fields were really well placed. Wow, game changers. 2 shield batteries finished up here from Nice. It's a good defense in the end. He didn't even need those shield batteries yet, though. Again, those force fields were just so good initially. As we are going to be seeing another shield battery dropping down in a natural Robo Bay. Starting up as well in the main base, so getting that push through into Colossus play also set up now as well. Nexus just about halfway done for the moment. And again, the shield battery going to be finishing in just a few moments' time. Nice play of the Warp Prism here. Sentries into the main base, force field on the ramp. Does he have another force field here? I mean, he obviously has another one, but is he going to drop it? Because the sentries were up in the prism for a little while there, and I think a little bit of a mistake in that regard from Classic. As we're going to be seeing this a bit of a mess of units. He gets 3 probes at the same time. 2 Stalkers are going to run up into the natural. Maybe try and find another probe or so, but it's a shame he didn't hit the other force field, because he could have kept those units away, and there was still obviously probes stuck here. And that would have gone down, so just going to be seeing the Adepts lifting up into the prism once again. Nice, able to push that prism away down the left-hand side. Disruptor about to complete here from Classic in the main base, so getting an idea as to how he wants to play this game. Warp Prism being chased away, but I mean, isn't going to actually go down or anything. In the end, 5 probes killed, not bad at all, and Classic is up in a worker lead, so quite comfortably 10 workers ahead, and with Disruptors coming through, has really some tech to show for it as well. So I think Classic's putting himself in a great position here, even after losing those early Stalkers. It seems as though he's going to be able to start making this work out. So another Disruptor pops. It's going to come down to the natural. And a couple of Adepts here from Classic. Just going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Recall home. I like a good little play. Feels like obviously this is a very all-in attempt. Oh my god! Disruptor shot's big. Adept and a sentry already going down. It's a very all-in attempt from Nice as well, I feel. I mean, he's building some more probes now, but I feel like if this doesn't work, right, he's just in trouble. And, well, yeah, I mean, it didn't work at all. And now Classic has Disruptors, and he's got a larger army. He's got more workers. There's nothing that Classic has that, that Nice has that Classic doesn't have more of, basically. And so, as he chases this Warp Prism away, Warp Prism will get through to go towards the main. Looks like Classic's pretty interested in just continuing to move across the map, though. Stargate comes up. Obviously, that's going to be a big part of being able to build in towards an answer to the disruptors. War Prism will arrive in the main base. Probes are going to pull into this. 4 depths inside. So actually, I was kind of expecting units to already be here to defend this, but that's, well, instantly just 7 probe kills. I kind of almost feel like Classic just didn't think there was going to be units in that War Prism. So that's 8 workers down already. I mean, Classic again is very committed to winning this game with this push across the map right now. Disruptor shot, gonna find all 3 sentries. Well, there goes the Garden Shield. The force field's already kind of used up, but I mean, no more of those will come through either. This is absolutely just a crushing defeat here from Nice on this side of the map as these units continue to press forward. The Stalker goes down. Never Disruptor shot hits the Immortal. Its barrier is popped. There's some shield batteries here from earlier in the game, but shield batteries are only going to save you so long in all of this, and I mean, these Disruptors are just going to be able to keep on firing away as well. They can kill the shield batteries in a couple of moments. GG is called from Nice. And we are going to a game 3. All tied up is Classic. It's been a pretty fun series. As we have to the top right-hand side, our red Protoss player. It is Nice from TSG. Our Taiwanese, our only non-Korean player in this tournament, is going to be looking to try and make it through to the decided match here. As we have to the bottom left-hand side, our blue Protoss player. There we go. This is Classic. Third game of the series. Getting this ready to go. And very interested to see just what's going to come of this here in the next few moments. Let's get this started, get this underway. Just like to see what's going to be happening here for the next little while. Some probe and probe action already, of course. Honestly, I still feel like that second game didn't start so well for Classic, losing all those Stalkers. But he was able to turn it around in the end. And the Cybercore finishes up. 2 Stalkers on the way then from Nice. And a Stalker and a Sentry on the way from Classic. So Classic with the Sentry so early on generally suggests a pretty quick expansion actually in the PvP. I mean, obviously if you build a Sentry, it means you're not going to be teching up as quickly, and so generally you're going to look to expand and then go in towards your tech. So that's what we're generally kind of expecting here. Team of Stalkers on the way up then. The Nexus dropping down in the natural expansion in the over on the left-hand side. Robotics facility on the way up in the main base, and again, just a couple Stalkers set at the front here. Pylon drop down 2. Really nothing too crazy. It's the Nexus from Classic that we expected. There's a third gateway though from Nice, so that is a bit more aggressive here. This is not just your friendly old, okay, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go like Robo into a Nexus. No, third gateway instantly makes this a lot more committed, instantly makes this a much more of a commitment than what this was before. So this definitely turned into a little bit of something here. As we do have the Sentry, next number 2 now on the way out from Classic. He's got a hallucination, by the way, on the map, or he did. What did he see? Sorry, it is still on the map, so he does see the third gateway in the Robo. I was just struggling to see on the minimap, it's because it's right in this top corner. So yes, he does have that hallucination. It's one of the reasons you get the early Sentry, to know what's coming in. Oh, really good force field. I mean, what a start there from Classic, right? That's 2 Stalkers killed for absolutely no loss at all. Just some damage on one of his own Stalkers. That's an amazing start. Has a shield battery high ground as well to help him defend as well. I mean, this is already a great way to get going. And now Classic can make an Immortal of his own with his own Robo finished. This is looking really bad for Nice here, who is obviously down a base, so needs to try and make something happen. But the amount of force fields available is going to make that difficult. And with the Immortal coming out too, then you probably get a Warp Prism as well from Classic just for the sake of micro. Yeah, I mean, maybe you get a Prism, maybe you make a second Immortal just in case your first one gets dived on. You're just going to go for the Prism, okay? I mean, it's kind of 6 and 2 freeze, because if you make another Immortal, obviously it comes up a bit faster and you have a second Immortal. But obviously one Immortal on its own here can be dived on very easily. But the Prism can also save other units, and actually, with a good little initial startup with Force Field, he's going to be able to buy some time. Attempt to Force Field in the main base. That's an interesting Force Field, because the Immortal is literally inside of it. I don't know, I mean, that's next level. I don't think that Immortal can move right now. I actually think it's completely stuck, and it's obviously making some issues here. Sentries are going to be saved as the Warp Prism shows up, and that's the value of that Warp Prism. Again, it's not just about being able to save the Immortal. It can save so much more. Force Fields of Nice are now out of energy. Oh, Sentries of Nice now out of energy, so no Force Fields remaining. This obviously becomes a big problem, and Nice knows it. The Immortal Classic has too much, and this just got a little bit too out of hand, a little bit too quickly. Classic with good information, a good response,